Hey everybody, welcome back. We had a week off, and yeah, it was weird last Tuesday. I will tell you that because I looked at my watch and I was like, oh, I should be live right now. It was weird, but I was on vacation with the family though, and we had a good time, so it was really fun. So
We're
welcome back,
all we're all glad you're back. Welcome back.
everybody. Well, thank you. I know you had a trip too, so but yours was a work trip though, so.
Yes, we went to San Antonio for the TNLA Expo, which ended up being a really great expo. It's a 2-day expo, which most of them are 3 days. But met a lot of Texas folk. Texas Garden guy, which I'm sure you've seen him on the
Oh yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, he was there. Got to see him and all of his buddies. So nice fun. Every
Awesome.
time, I mean, all those shows are just honestly big family reunions. Just seeing everybody in the industry,
It's always
saying
fun.
hello. Yeah, usually same familiar faces. So pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for joining. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Carrie, and my husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app. And let's see here. I will pull up a picture. This is me and my husband and four of our kids there. And this is in our backyard it was a couple years in to gardening, whenever we first started into it. But along the way, we learned so much because neither one of us had ever done much gardening at all. And then we're like, there really needs to be an app for this. And so Dale learned how to code and taught himself how to do it. It was awesome. And then along the way, we met up with Edvin, who's joining us here today from Smart Pots. We started using Smart Pots right away, like within a year or so. And we were very leery of them in the beginning because we weren't quite sure how they would hold up. But even so, I still have the some of the original Smart Pots I started with like 10 years ago. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I started gardening pretty much 3 years ago. Because working here at Smart Pot. And yeah, I was so fortunate, we're looking on YouTube that I found Dell and Carrie looking for, zone 7A gardeners. And lo and behold, they were actually really close. And then when I did a little bit of research, we actually found out that we had already had some sort of relationship. So I was like, hey, I need some help in my garden, and I've already been learning from you guys. And so, yeah, well, Carrie has come over. We've done this greenhouse that's in this picture right behind me. We have grown some park seeds in there. They're honestly my favorite. I have great germination in there with them. We also have a park seed biodome. And yeah, I mean August. I mean the way I think of gardening, honestly, is just like one big hill. And we're like at the very top where it's just like it's super hot. I mean, I think it was like 100, 101, 105 degrees just like 2, 3 days ago. Carrie, does that sound about right?
Well, luckily I was not here for that.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
I
forgot.
know how
I
gardening
forgot. Well,
was. I had a really good
yes.
neighbor who came over and took care of all the animals and watered the garden and
Nice.
stuff. But yeah, so that was great to have and not have to worry about all of that while I was gone.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I mean, after these couple days, I mean, we're just kind of, I mean, on the downfall for weather-wise. Going to be
Fingers
90s,
crossed,
80s,
right?
70s. Yes. Yeah, so this is, I mean, my favorite best time to garden. Almost everything
Yeah.
grows. And then you pretty much just grow until it gets too cold, and the plant itself will tell you, when it's done, and then that'll be it. Then you
Yeah,
just till
I
it
will
in. And
say I 100% agree. Fall is my favorite time to garden. And I feel like August, even though it's like super hot right now, it really is the beginning of fall gardening too. And I know we're going to talk about some things too that you can still sneak in because believe it or not, especially where I am in zone 7, there's still quite a few summer crops that I can still be sneaking in outside. And I'm definitely going to be trying to do some more rounds of things because I had, like, while I was gone, like the weeds just really took over and we had a lot of pest issues. Like, there was a lot that happened. But I still have time to sneak in some summer crops, which we'll talk about. And it's time to start a lot of your cool season too, which we will cover all that too. So, yay, it's going
fun.
to be a fun one. And also, I want to mention too that if you haven't read this bottom thing that's ticking by, make sure that you all comment in to be entered to win, because one of you guys is going to be entered in, is going to be drawn to win a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, as well as Smart Pot. It's
Yeah, I'm
exciting.
gonna be giving away a little shorty raised bed. Can't really see it, but it's a 3 foot complete raised bed garden. Perfect. I mean, if you're a beginner gardener for fall gardening, you can do a whole doing like a whole lettuce bed inside of there, or I mean, a big old cabbage would be awesome. Or you could even do some carrots. So whoever's gonna win that is gonna be super lucky. You're also gonna get the Seed to Spoon premium subscription for a whole year, which includes free shipping. Which I mean, we always say, I mean, is can be a little dangerous, but is also perfect timing. And especially if you're looking to get any onion or garlic planted, that's definitely right now is the time where you definitely want to get those pre-ordered. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because it's time to start a lot of those, believe it or not. It's crazy. Yeah, so let's hop in. And if you guys have any questions at all throughout, just feel free to pop them into the chat. It's super informal. We really just sit here and chat with you all for an hour and hang out. And so I'd love to hear from you guys. Pop into the chat, give us a hello, let us know where you're joining us from, and let us know if you have any questions along the way, or if you have any other questions too. I try to hit most everything that I see, and I star those that are things that I know that like I'm going to be coming back to and all of that. So hopefully we will hit everybody's questions. So okay. Oh, we don't need me big. We need this big. Here, and then I am actually going to switch us. There we go. So when I pop up a question, it won't cover Edvin's face.
Yeah, and for some reason, uh, at the beginning, it's always like, wow, an hour, and then at the very end, we always it always seems like we don't have enough time.
Yay, welcome. I'm so glad that you're joining us for the first time. That's exciting. Yay. Yeah, make sure here, I don't have the app thing. There we go. I popped up a QR code too. So if you don't already have our Seed to Spoon app, make sure you check it out because it'll have all of the information that you need on there. It's awesome. Okay. So I told you we'd be jumping right in. And this is a good reminder for me too, as I'm going through and cleaning out my gardens and all of that. And but there are quite a few summer plants that you can actually still sneak in. Um, Really quick, let me show you too. If you are not, man, it keeps doing that. There you go. Um, on the Seed to Spoon app, if something I hit might not be applicable for where you are, I'm going to try to make it as broad as possible for most everybody. But down here, there is a plant now, and all of these dates will pull from your location too. So these are all ones that you can plant in your area right now. So make sure you go in and check that out too. So if you're ever worried about, like, here we go, if summer squash, say if you have enough time for that, you can also just go in here. You can type in summer squash plants. Let's go to zucchini, and the dates will pop up right here as to when you can be planting it. So, yeah, but for me, it's getting to be a little on the end side. So, the beginning of August is usually like when I stop. But hey, I still go through and do as much as I can to try to sneak in as many squash plants as I can. I don't know about you, Edvin, but squash is probably one of my very favorite summer plants to grow just because it's usually so prolific. It gives me so many zucchinis, and I love to grow and cook with zucchini and do so many different unique things. It's so great.
Yeah, and I just feel so bad, honestly, because I either like the area, maybe because I live in the more like in the more city area, and somebody buy me a must spray or something. But I haven't really been hit with the squash bug as much as definitely as much as you and some others have. So definitely on the lucky side there. But yeah, this is like where I love to say even if you're like I think they said the third, it's August 12th. It's only really predicted days. At the very end, we might get a little bit, a little bit later on the frost day. You might have more squash than you would have thought. So definitely just try it out and get it planted.
Here I saw a few questions too. I'm gonna come back to. I'm starring questions, so I see your guys' questions, but I am starring them. I'm going to be coming back to them. But I did want to pull up this one because this does relate to what we're talking about kind of right now with the sneaking in summer crops. And it sounds like Paige was in a similar situation as I was, and is about to be going out of town and wants to sow some seeds. Um, so if it were me personally, I don't know if you have like any sort of timed irrigation that you could possibly hook up, or if you maybe have just rain coming in. But you know what? I would give it a try still, even if you don't have that. Some things that I've done in the past is sow some seeds and then just make sure it gets good and wet, and then not wet, but good and moist. I'll lay down some burlap to the top, and then if you water in that burlap, it will help too to retain that moisture in a little bit. And usually, whenever you get back in like 5 days, hopefully they will have sprouted by then, and you can just remove that burlap, and hopefully it'll keep it pretty good and moist down in there still for those to germinate. So, fingers crossed for you.
Good luck.
Okay. Yeah, so generally it's going to be direct sowing, and I would say that honestly, with summer squash, it germinates so fast when the soil is warm. So you don't really have to worry at all about starting it indoors, because it's going to be a lot slower growing indoors in cooler temperatures. And also, whenever you transplant it out, it's going to go through transplant shock. And yeah, I would definitely just direct sow it. Okay. Other things that you can do, hopefully still in your area, is sneak in some bush beans. I wish I actually have some that I harvested yesterday that are so awesome. They are purple beans. I
Oh, that's
love,
awesome. That's the one
yes.
thing I love about beans, about bush beans is like, I don't know, just like the different colors. And I really,
Yeah.
it's just interesting to know like what dictates the color. I don't know. They're interesting.
Yeah, I forget what they're called. Here, let me look them up really quick because they were, oh my gosh, they were so great. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are my new favorite beans to grow. Let's see. Oh man, there's probably so many different varieties of beans. It might be challenging. Yeah. Oh, I've grown these before. The Mardi Gras beans. Those are really fun. Oh, it was
Mhm.
these ones right here. These were the ones that I grew. The Purple Queen Improved garden beans. These ones did amazing for me. They
Were those
were
the one that climbed up and like were like super tall?
No, these ones are bush beans, so they
Yeah.
don't
Uh-huh.
they don't like climb up or anything like that. They just kind of grow into like a bush. They're probably like a foot or two tall. So they're not large, not too large, and you can just go through it. And the great thing about bush beans is you can go through and continue, like you just harvest them once and they're done. So perfect time to do it right now and get a bunch of beans before the fall, and then you can take them out. Your soil will be good because beans are a great legume. They enrich the soil with some nitrogen, so they're great. I mean, I can't say enough good things about beans. Oh man, we have bean issues, it looks like. Julia was saying she planted beans since March, and for some reason I still haven't had a harvest. Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, so if it is like super hot where you are, beans do not thrive in the heat for sure. They are definitely ones that they like the warm, but not like the heat of the summer. And the heat of the summer here in Oklahoma, I switch over to southern peas, and those will just thrive for you in the summer. But unless you have like a little bit of shade for them in the heat of the summer, they're not going to do great for you. So I typically plant bush beans in like earlier in the summer and then later in the summer too. And then I take a break like in the middle because I like to sporadically plant so that way I'm harvesting a bunch of different times. Great question here. Can smart pots be moved inside to extend growing season? Absolutely, 100%. I do it all the time. I have my garage that it gets taken over by plants. Honestly, like I use it for growing and garden stuff rather than for my cars, which it's kind of funny. But I have too many garden things, and I need the space for my garden and for my plants. So yeah, they get
Yeah,
priority.
something like the no cocoa liners in the baskets are super fun. They can do like strawberries year round. Carrie's definitely got a setup where she can definitely garden year round.
Yes. Yeah, and we have so much fun growing all time. Last year we actually tried to and we succeeded in well, sort of. I say sort of succeeded, but we had a bunch of smart pots. They were like 7-gallon smart pots with pepper plants. And I was like, we were getting a really early frost. And I was like, I do not want to lose my pepper plants this early. So we grabbed all of our peppers, we brought them into the garage, and we were able to keep them alive clear through like January. it was a long time. And then it started getting a little too cold even in the garage for them. I could have kept them alive if I like ran a heater or if I brought them inside because I do have year round ones growing on my windowsill, my little kitchen minis. But yeah, those ones I was like, it's okay. I'll start more next year. But I was just really happy to have them that long. It was exciting.
Yeah, the handles on these are actually pretty strong, and we actually make them to actually be moved around and brought inside. So no worry about them ripping or tearing on the smart pots.
Yes. Yeah. Catherine was asking if it's too late for seeding butternut squash. For the most part, yes. Unfortunately, a lot of butternut squash varieties that I know of, at least, are going to take a lot longer. But then again, check the Seed to Spoon app, see what the dates say for it, and it'll give you estimated dates based on your predicted first freeze. If you have time for it, good luck. And then, of course, cucumbers. I have to hit on cucumbers, and especially like the smaller varieties, like the pickling varieties. Those ones will be perfect for starting now because you still have plenty of time. In most places, I say plenty of time, but in most places here in Oklahoma, we still have time to plant some cucumbers. So it's exciting. And unfortunately, my cucumbers that I had were a casualty of my vacation, but I will be starting
Happens.
another round of cucumbers. So I am, yes, it looks like I'm not alone with it. Yep. I am going to do the same as well. I need to start some cucumbers and try to get some more going this year because I'm used to my cucumbers just taking over and thriving. But yeah, for
This
some reason,
weather was so weird this year. I mean,
yeah,
it's
for
just
some
like
reason, it
it
just
was
did
like
not.
cold, and then like we woke up and it was like hot, like instantly. I mean, there wasn't no welcome, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, weird. But yes, definitely planting more. And believe it or not, okra, which is hard to believe for me because okra is huge. If you have never grown okra before, it is so much fun. It is like it is extremely tall and it was way taller than I could have ever imagined whenever we first grew it because I didn't really know what to expect the first time we grew it like years ago, and it was just so much fun and it's beautiful with the flowers it has. So definitely try growing some okra if you have enough warm days left of your season because they're
Yeah.
fast.
At that Texas show, I spoke to somebody and they said that this was one of their two favorite like plants to grow because it just makes them feel like so accomplished about growing it because it's
Ooh,
just like it grows so large and like the flower is beautiful and it's just
yes.
almost an effortless growth, especially here in Oklahoma. I mean, it's an amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
exactly, Carrie. It's an amazing grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are definitely something that is very easy too. I feel like we just kind of throw out seeds and it does its thing. Even in the heat, like it can be
Yeah.
super hot and it just does great. So, um, yeah, we have a lot of people that are growing lots of big okras. That's awesome. Let's see.
I wonder if there's any okra growing contests. Who can grow the tallest
We
okra?
should. So yeah, absolutely. Zucchini. You may have missed it. The zucchini was the first one that we mentioned because it's my favorite. Yes, you can definitely still be sneaking in zucchini because it is super fast growing. For zucchini, I would recommend, especially this time of year, starting them outside. Um, Unless like you're worried about getting out there to water them or anything like that. Because generally, any like warm season ones that I'm going to be starting right now, I just want to get them out because I'm worried about the timing and I don't want them to go through transplant shock or anything like that. So, and of course, cherry tomatoes, believe it or not. Like right now, I was so excited because that was one thing. I just posted this yesterday too. I was so excited when I was walking out in the garden and I saw my very favorite, my Whopper cherry junior tomatoes, the pink ones
Mm.
were ready to pick. And I was like, yes, I was so excited. It was amazing. But yes, there are still some certain varieties of tomatoes you can be sneaking in, believe it or not. And if you're like me, I have back here on my window ledge, you can't really see it, but I have two different, just really small 1 gallon size smart pots that I have filled with different kitchen mini varieties. So I have a tomato one and I have a pepper one too. So you can be growing those year round. So you don't really have to worry about the dates and you can grow them indoors too. So a lot of those, you don't really have to worry about it. So,
Yeah, those
yay.
kitchen minis are just they're just awesome. I hope that they keep coming out with them and then just keep producing. Like, can you imagine like a little one of those mini pumpkins? I don't know if they could do it, but only those guys could figure it out.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Charlotte said she just started tomatoes and peppers to grow them through the fall and winter. That's awesome. Yes, absolutely. That's like one of my favorite things to do now that I have discovered these. And it's just amazing because they can just grow inside and they take up such little space right now, which is amazing. Yeah, so Lakita was asking, should you direct sow everything? I mean, if you are able to find transplants, go for it. But I mean, right now, like I would just go out there, throw some seeds out, and then you'll be good to go. Because the soil's so warm right now too, and as long as you keep it watered and keep it moist, you should be good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. I know that we're kind of be all over the place because August is kind of just like a little bit of everything, I feel like,
Pretty
too.
much.
Yeah, because you're going to be doing some outdoor, like harvesting and cleaning up
It's
and,
like
yeah,
you're ending and
preparing.
you're starting at the same time.
I know it's a busy month. It really is. It's crazy. Um, Here, before we go on to it, I got a good question from Julia. Can I grow any type of tomatoes inside for fall or winter or just the kitchen minis? So technically, you can grow any type of variety you want to, as long as you have the space for it. Now, for me, I prefer to have smaller ones because I don't have like a huge area inside for them to grow. So I like to have just like the really small containers inside so I don't be taking up a bunch of counter space or window ledge space or things like that. But yes, technically, I mean, you can grow any variety inside. It's just that those kitchen mini varieties are bred to be super small, like for your kitchen. So that's why I really like those.
Yeah, if you honestly find a full spectrum grow light, and just set it up like in a corner, and you can pretty much grow just about everything indoors, and especially in winter, with the right conditions, if you get into that. But yeah, the kitchen minis are a lot easier. With the 1 gallons, just put them by a window. Carry adds just like a small supplement light, and I mean, they're bred for that and they're super amazing.
So believe it or not, so this is my window here. I'll make me big for a second so you can see. So back here, you can kind of see because it's crooked right now. I must have bumped it. But right here, I have just a grow light that's right there. So it typically is like blocked by the sash, so you really can't see it on the window, except for it just brings a lot of extra light down. Because I mean, you can see I have a bunch of trees out there, so I get a lot of filtered sun here, but not quite enough for what I want to grow, because I want to have like tomatoes and peppers and all of that. So like, um, so I just hang those up there and it is perfect. And I have it on a timer that's plugged in over here. Can't see it. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So for indoor seed starting, yeah, I'm going to say like pretty much the only seeds that I will start indoors for fall are especially the brassicas really is all that I do indoors this time of year, besides maybe a couple flowers. But brassicas are like all that I'm starting indoors. And that's just because these tend to take a little bit longer to get started and to germinate. It's also a little warm outside still for them. So if I were to go ahead and plant these outside right now, they're probably not going to thrive, especially here in zone 7 when it's like 90-ish degrees. Like brassicas like the cool weather. So I start all of these indoors. So when I say brassicas, I know it's a term that not everybody's familiar with, but this is like the family of plants that encompasses things like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kohlrabi, even kale, Brussels sprouts, things like that. So all of those are ones that I tend to start indoors so that way I can transplant them outdoors and still get a good harvest in before it gets too cold. But a lot of those will still tolerate some of the colder weather. Like I have a really funny picture. I don't know if I've ever shown it to you, Edvin, but it's a really funny picture of a broccoli like in the snow, and it was just chilling,
No,
doing
I
good.
don't think so. You know, broccoli is one that I haven't tried, and I think that's one I think I'm definitely gonna try this
What?
fall. I know. I just seems I don't know why. It seems hard. Same with carrots. Like, I know it's not hard, but
It is
something about
not.
it just seems hard. So I promise you that I will try it this year.
You better.
Um,
I'm holding you to that.
I definitely will.
Yeah, so I actually discovered my new favorite. Again, it's a purple one. I know, if you guys all know me, I love the unique varieties, but that's what makes gardening fun is because you can grow all of these
Oh, I thought you were
different
gonna say you love the purple varieties, but you said unique varieties.
purple, yes, though, but those are unique. But there's this it's called Purple Magic broccoli, and it is the most beautiful and tasty broccoli you will ever grow. I love it. It is so great. So give that one a try. You definitely need to. So
Yeah, I
I
think I'm gonna have to. I mean, chances are you have some of those seeds, so I might just have to come
yes,
over and grab a couple. We'll
yes,
have to try them this year.
yes. Come by and get some because they are seriously my new favorite. I grew them for the first time this spring and they did so well. Whereas my other broccoli tend to get a lot of pest pressure. Those
Hmm.
ones tended to do really good. So
Did
um,
the leaves kind of purpley as well, or
they
was
were. I made a really funny video too of of it. I remember seeing it. I had way too much fun. I do. I have way too much time, way too much fun sometimes making videos for Instagram. But this was one that I made. It was like a video of me like panning from the bottom to the top of the broccoli. But you can kind of see like the stalk itself is like purplish too. But I
oh.
put the song "I'm Too Sexy" with it. It was too funny to pass up. I had to do it, but I had that. That was a fun reel that I made. I liked that one a little too much. I'm probably gonna have to get that one back out because I crack up every time I see it. So,
That's funny.
um, let's see. Oh no, Nikki says no success with broccoli this spring. Yes, broccolini is definitely one of the best things to grow too. Like I am a huge fan of the smaller varieties too. I tend to avoid the broccolis that do just the one head and done, because it's just definitely easier for me, because I feel like it never fails that we get, especially in the springtime, we just always get like some sort of random hailstorm or something along those lines, and then it's just demolished, and I'm like, no. So I always go with the easier to grow, the fastest to grow, and things like that, because there's less time for something bad to happen to it.
You know,
So
it's like growing in Oklahoma is like having Thanos visit pretty much every year. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna survive or
yes,
not, but
yeah,
you just grow
we
it.
never know the weather. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, yes. So I would definitely, especially if it's like anywhere in like the 80s or 90s where you are right now, definitely start these indoors instead of outdoors, because it will go a lot better for you. And then transplant them. I saw somebody was asking a question about when to transplant outside. But yeah, generally, like it says here, I'll transplant outdoors like a month or so before first expected frost. Now it goes through even through like a light frost, like it'll be okay during that, for the most part. Um, so really, I just wait till the temperatures are cool enough for it. And I say cool enough, but like, I mean, even like 60s and 70s, it'll be fine. Um, and then I plant them out there. So that's really the only stipulations for transplanting them out. You just don't want it to be too hot out there. Yes, I feel you. That is one of the beauties of growing in the fall, though. You have much less pest pressure. So if you guys have dealt with pests in the past with brassicas, give it a try for the fall, because it is definitely good.
Also, Nikki, on those mustards and everything, I mean, tip on that is just grow them indoors. I mean, the microgreens, I mean, Carrie and I have done, I mean, so many tests to where I mean, guaranteed like 10, within 10 days, you're harvesting that stuff. And it's just, it grows. I mean, it grows itself. Honestly, it's amazing. You can grow indoors and as well. Somebody's watching or you're looking for things to grow indoors. A lot of this stuff you can find in a microgreen form, and they'll literally grow in 10 days. And you don't need much soil, you don't need to fertilize, you just keep them watered. So microgreens are super fun. I always recommend that too for beginner gardeners.
Yes, I'm very glad that you mentioned that, because that's definitely a key thing for us too, especially in the middle of the summer when we can't grow a lot of like my favorite things like cilantro or greens and things like that. And we can just grow some microgreens of them, and it works perfect. So I saw this question that I wanted to hit on real quick. So Desiree was asking, with limited space, do you purposely keep some of your beds empty for fall planting, or do you sacrifice some summer harvest? So generally for me, I don't necessarily leave any beds empty, because I feel like that's just kind of a waste. I always am throwing things out there, even if it's just like zinnia seeds or something. If I had an empty bed, you know. But generally, I will end up having something that I've harvested, like the bush beans, like, because once I harvest from there, I'm done and I can take them all off. But generally, things like that I'm growing, I can just one and done harvest, and then I'm cleared for the fall, if that makes sense. So, and then also like things that are getting like heavy pest pressure, like if my zucchini plants are getting heavy pest pressure, I'll just take those off and take those out of here, and because they're not going to perform well for me anyways once the temperatures start dropping, because they're very sensitive. So I do tend to just clear out, get rid of some of the summer crops, make room for my cool season things whenever I'm going out there and planting.
Yeah, last year I think we had a whole week of August where it was like 100 degrees, and like I
Oh,
had a whole 12-foot bed of tomatoes, and they were all fried. And I should have shared a picture. I and like pretty much the whole bed was just done. So I was like, well, I think it's pretty much sign that fall gardening's coming. So I just tilled those tomatoes in, and
yeah,
just set up for fall gardening.
yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, your plants will let you know.
Yeah.
So the thing that so for direct sow, I do a lot of direct sow in the fall. Like I said, like the only things that I do indoor seed start inside are really those brassicas. So everything else, I'm starting outside. Um, just so much easier. So, and 100% necessary for root crops. I always start all of my root crops direct sow outside in the spring and the fall. And I will say, fall is the very best time to plant carrots, especially if you haven't done it before. Do it because, like, I'm talking to
Yeah.
you, Ethel, right here.
I know,
Do
I
it.
know, I know. I was looking at the carrot and then I was listening to you and I was like, she's probably talking about me. Yeah. And
I'm
then
talking to you,
honestly, I was
Ethel.
thinking about this orange one. I have this from last year. I did like a jack-o'-lantern planter and it's still in the greenhouse. It's been in there. I'm thinking about emptying that out and then doing some carrots in there. I think that might be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you should. There's this, oh man, I seriously love growing carrots because it's so much fun to harvest them out too, especially if you have rainbow carrots and you go through, and especially like with the kids, you're going through and you're like, what color is it? And you're pulling out all the different colors. It's so much fun. But
That would be cool for some trick-or-treaters. Just set up a bunch of pots in the patio. Be like, all right, go ahead and just pick out you a carrot. Just fresh out the pot.
oh man. Yeah, and seriously though, the fall is the best. Fall is the best time for planting carrots because whenever the temperatures get start to drop, they taste so much sweeter too. So whenever you grow in the springtime, you have to like make sure that you harvest them before it gets too hot, or else they get like they just don't taste nearly as good. But luckily in the fall, like you can just leave them in the ground as long as you want to, pretty much. But um, it's easier. They taste so much better. They're almost just sweet. So good. I love them.
Mhm.
So hopefully I've talked everybody into growing carrots right now. I
You've
want to go
talked
out.
me into it. My mouth is like watering thinking about just like a nice, sweet carrot.
Okay, Julia's saying she's having trouble getting carrots to germinate. So carrots can be a tricky one to germinate. So they definitely need to stay moist during germination, and germination can take a while sometimes. So again, I'm going to recommend the burlap on top of them. Again, this is what I do, like pretty much all the time. Oh, and I see Nikki has a very similar tack too. So putting cardboard over your carrot seeds for about 2 weeks. So yes, same idea. So if you have cardboard, burlap, water the top of that in, and it'll keep the bottom like underneath moist. And those carrot seeds don't need to have the sun to germinate, so you can just take it out. But as soon as they do germinate, make sure you do remove all of that, so that way they can get the sun after that. Let's see. Dawn Marie was asking how many carrots you can start in a smart pot. Um, I will say it definitely depends on the size of the smart pot because there's anywhere from like 1 gallon smart pots all the way up to I don't know what you guys have, but I have all the way up to like 100 gallon smart pot. Um, so it really
Yeah, and
depends.
there's actually a guy, Heavenly Hills Homestead. He's in North Carolina. He's got a YouTube channel and he's on social media. He actually hit us up because he actually grows like giant pumpkins, like 600 pound, like 800 pound pumpkins that they turn into boats. But he actually grew North Carolina's like biggest or longest carrot. So we actually custom made him a smart pot. It was actually a 22-foot long smart pot that it was like in the shape of a cylinder that he like literally like hung from a tree with like a 2x4. So I mean, you can definitely grow. It depends on the size of the smart pot. I think on this Seed to Spoon app, you can put. I think the square foot garden. I think it has the recommended per smart pot. Um, I would definitely like start at like a 15 gallon and above, just so you can get some decent length in there. But if you're an experimental gardener, you can even do as small as a 1 gallon and just see what you get.
Yeah, so the number per square is always going to be on all of these plants. So right here for carrots, it's recommended to do like 16 per square. And if you have, I use this seeding square, which makes it so much simpler to grow. I wonder if I have a link to a seeding square anywhere in here that I can show you. I don't think so, but it just makes it visually a lot easier. But it's like about this big, So just think about like how many you can put in there. So generally in like a 10 gallon, you'll have about like that big of an opening and you can put like around 16 different carrots in there. So if that kind of helps at all, I don't know. But yeah, I do that all the time. Oh, Wendy grew the black carrots this year.
Oh,
Oh, yes. I love those. Were those the dragon ones or you'll have to let me know what variety it was because I love to grow. There's these dragon carrots that are like super dark, like almost black, but they're like purpley black. I love them. Yeah, I always grow the dragon carrots and there's like red ones and of course the rainbow carrots too. It's just so fun growing unique varieties. Like I said, I love them. Ben loves the rainbow carrots too. Yes, absolutely. That's a
oh,
great tip too. Absolutely.
good luck, Ben.
Yeah. And I will say too, if you guys haven't tried out the seed tape, makes it so much easier too because carrot seeds are super tiny and it can be challenging to drop just one seed into an area. I speak from experience, and also if you have kids in there or if you just have like fat fingers, like it's very challenging. And definitely recommend trying out the seeding tape. Like it's just Park Seed has a collection called So Effortless, and it really is effortless because it's literally just seed tape, drop it into the ground, plant over it, boom, done. Like it's just
That's
so much.
probably I'm gonna have to probably do it that way, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's how I do it all the time too. Except unfortunately the dragon ones don't come in seed tape, but the rainbow carrots do though. So
Nice.
yeah. Oh yes, black nebula. Yeah, I like the black nebulas. So speaking of greens, Janie was asking how many collards can I grow? So I mean, hey, we can go look that up right now, right? In the Seed to Spoon app. Because I don't know the exact spacing of collards off the top of my head. I don't grow them enough. This is saying one per square on here. But oh, I didn't show you guys, but there it is. I forget to click over sometimes, even though I pull it up. Um, it's saying one per square on the Seed to Spoon app, but generally I like to grow things a little bit more dense, especially if I'm starting things by seed outside. I will start way more than I need, and then I'll just go through, especially with greens. This is what I do all the time with greens. So I'm talking like lettuce and spinach and Swiss chards and all of those. And I will go through and I almost just toss the seeds and have them really dense. And then I'll go through and I'll harvest them as like little babies and thin them down almost as I go, if that makes sense. That way, I'm almost growing like little baby plants next to it, and I'm able to harvest those, and then I grow like one to full maturity. So it works perfect for me, and I make the most out of my space. I get a whole bunch of food that way, and yeah, I love it. Let's see. Oh, and I will say too, before we go on, that greens are very similar to the root crops. Like once it gets cooler outside and you harvest them and eat them, they taste so much sweeter too. And that go like the first time I tried Swiss chard, I tried it in the springtime and it was a little warm out, and I was like, bleh, this is disgusting. I hate it. um, but then we discovered that if we grow it in the fall and I harvest it when it's cool out, I love it. It makes that big of a difference. It's crazy.
Don't quote me, but I think it was. I mean, I can remember Dale saying something about this too. It's just the way, like I think the sugars are distributed through the plant. When it's hot, they're mostly in the roots, and when it's cooler, they're in the leaves. So
Mhm.
it's you definitely want to harvest definitely when it's a little bit cooler.
Yes. Yeah, that pretty much goes for everything. So it's very, very good. Okay, so herbs. I did see somebody asked a question earlier about herbs for the fall. So of course we have to cover some herbs. And my favorite ones. Oh, and they were asking too if they should be direct seeding these or starting them indoors. I will say either way, honestly. I tend to, like I said, start a lot of these outdoors, especially cilantro. Cilantro is so easy to like it, and it grows so fast. I really just go out and toss seeds. But of course, I hardly need to plant them anymore because they're all reseeded themselves because I just leave them. But yeah, they're extremely easy to grow. The only thing that will kill them off is the heat. I feel like they love the cooler temperatures and they're going to do amazing for you. And
Yeah, and I think one of the last times I was over, like Dale, like he had told me, he's like, "Have you ever tried cilantro balls with the seeds, that are on the cilantro?" And I was like, "I have not."
coriander,
And
yeah.
oh my gosh, they were amazing. I mean, it's just like explosion of like cilantro. It was so good.
Yeah, yeah, I love cilantro. And we grow, this is one too that I miss in the summer, especially when we're making salsas and I have like all of my tomatoes and peppers and all of that. I'm like, I really want cilantro. So I grow cilantro like year round, just as microgreens. And it is the most beautiful microgreen, also. It's very gorgeous and it tastes so good. So you can definitely go through and be growing a whole bunch of cilantro year round, even. And then parsley is another one that really likes to grow whenever the weather's cooler. Um, so this is I have typically a couple different parsley plants because I like to have like the curled leaves and then the flat leaves. I have all sorts of different varieties, but um, parsley is another one that's going to thrive for you in the cooler temperatures. It brings in a lot of pollinators too, so I definitely really like that.
Mm.
Oh, Wendy was asking you how you ate the coriander, Edvin.
Uh, I mean, right off the plant in the garden. I mean, we
Yep.
were just hanging out in the garden, and Dale was like, "Here, pick this off the plant." I mean, after he gave it to me, I mean, picked some more. It was definitely amazing. Honestly, I hadn't had it fresh, and this is like dill. I mean, this slide I was just about to say. This is where when I started really getting into gardening a couple years ago. I mean, just like trying fresh herbs, right from the plant. There's no comparison. I mean, like your hands, I mean, still smell like for example, like the dill. They'll still
Yes.
smell like, I mean, hours after. I mean, I'll just smell my hands, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like a nice aroma. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes, absolutely. And I saw someone was mentioning too here. Charlotte was saying she loves growing it because it brings a whole bunch of flowers and the bees love them. And yes, 100%. Like everybody always asks like what flowers do I grow to bring in the pollinators and all of that. And I'm like, grow herbs.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I not anything against flowers. I absolutely love flowers, and you will hear me talk all sorts of great things about flowers too. But there's just something about herbs that just seem to really draw in, especially when they start to flower, just really draws in all of the bees and the butterflies, and like they're just everywhere around them. And that's even with like I leave my basil flowering a lot of the times too, especially this time of year because I know it's going to be done with soon, and yeah, it does great.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
and like in today's world, I mean, you go to like Sprouts, or like, like some, whatever grocery store you go to. I mean, you get a little packet of herbs, I mean, it gets smaller every time I feel like I go, and it just even gets more expensive. I mean, like about 5, 6 bucks for like a pinch of dill. Whereas, you can spend that same amount on a packet of seeds and have unlimited dill, basically. It's just it's just so much better.
yeah, Lisa says her favorite to grow is dill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
smell is so unique. I mean, if you love the smell, I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes, we talked Heather into it. Gonna try a fall crop. You can do
Nice,
it.
we did our job.
Woo!
Have fun.
um, so we'll touch. We have a few minutes left, and we'll touch a little bit on some cold tolerant flowers that are out there. And of course, I had to start with the fun one of snapdragons. I am a huge fan of these just because they're so much fun to make make talk. The
Yeah, I
kids really love
honestly
to go out there and do it.
I didn't know how to. I didn't know that they're actually cold loving, but we actually did a snapdragon. We bought a start. I'll be honest, we didn't do it from seed, but we just planted it in our nighttime garden. And yeah, I mean when the sun started to hit 90s, it definitely is gone. But it's good to
Yes.
know. I think we'll probably try another one for the fall.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. You definitely need to. And of course, one of my favorites, I know I talk about this plant all the time because this is like truly one of my favorite flowers. It's so beautiful, but I love calendula. It is gorgeous. And I will say like it does really well in the cool temperatures, but it actually does good in the warm too. So I'm like this is an amazing like all around flower for me. Like it even like yeah, it just does great and it's great companion plant too for a lot of your veggies, and it does really great in the colder weather too. So it's definitely something that I try to grow like almost year round because if I can like baby it along, it even makes it through the summer here. So it's amazing. So and then the last two that I have here, I think I have two. I might have more than I don't know. I have pansies and violas, and I keep them kind of paired together because they're so similar. Pansies are generally, I mean, you can tell by the picture, a little bit larger. They tend to have like those patterns in it and the inside. And then the violas are generally a little bit smaller and they're a little bit more cold hardy. So if you do get like super cold weather where you are, try some violas because this is probably one of the most cold hardy flowers out there. Well, oh, I know what the last one is, and the last one is, but this is one of the most cold hardy flowers out there that you can grow and it'll do great for you. Like I've had some that have actually like survived winters here in Oklahoma. Now we don't always get like super, and it's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes we get extreme cold weather, sometimes it's very mild, but yeah,
I mean, I
it
think
is.
like was it like 5 years ago we got like a historic freeze, and there's like trees that are still dying like today from that freeze. Like it's still a problem today. So it's like you honestly never know.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. Be planting so many flowers, so many flowers. Um, and then so mums. I have
Classic.
to mention mums. Yes, the classic flower. Now these like I generally do like transplants of, but you can get transplants for mums like anywhere, pretty much. But yeah, super cold hardy. I've had some again that have lived like through the winter here for me. But definitely, it's definitely one that is super tolerant of the cold.
And honestly, by how quickly the like big box stores are moving through seasons, you'll probably start to see these in Costco probably like next week or something.
Oh, I
It's they're
know. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm if not already, I feel like
Yeah,
too.
yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Uh, oh, good. We have other fans of calendula out here too. Yay! I do. I love them. Yes. And so it was amazing. So, Julia, we have a local nursery that clearanced a whole bunch of them out at the very end of the season last year. And I was like, "Psh, I'll take them all. Like, I literally, like, I walked in, I took like 20. I'm like, I'm just going to fill my entire front garden with all of these mums. And it was gorgeous. And several of them made it through the winter too. So I have mums again. So it's amazing. Yeah. I love it. Oh, nice. Look, yeah. So Paige was saying pansies survive through the winter really well where she is in the zone 7B. Yes, some of my favorite flowers. Yeah, that's pretty much what I
Nice.
do. I like to have all sorts of different flowers and herbs and all of that just to help attract in a bunch of pollinators and stuff. But yeah, it's so much fun. And there's so many things that you can do and grow. And like I said, August is a busy time right now. But really, like, I know we only touched like I didn't know if we would make it through all of those, but we only touched on like, I don't know, maybe 20-ish plants that you can grow this August, but you can really grow like way more than that, believe it or not. So check the Seed to Spoon app and get the full list because there's so many in there. Um, okay. Edvin, while I draw the winner, do you want to tell them about our giveaway that we're doing? Woo!
Yep, you're gonna get the 1 year of free premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. It's gonna include complete access to GrowBot, so you can take pictures, send it in, ask any type of garden question. So not just any Tuesday, like Carrie and I here every single Tuesday. You get full 24/7 access to him. Really great help. You also get free shipping on that. You're also going to get a little shorty smart pot. It's going to be a 3 foot raised bed container, so it's going to be perfect for growing any of these fall varieties that we talked about. And for any of you new gardeners out there, it'd be a perfect way to start gardening. It's a compact 3 foot bed. I wish I could show you, but the background's going to mess up. So yeah, good luck. And for all of you who are not yet subscribed, definitely subscribe. I'm from Carrie and I here every single Tuesday. And they're always posting YouTube videos and how to's and how to keep gardening. And yeah, good luck and get out there. And like I said, it is almost time to basically start, fall gardening. I mean, I know I'm getting my list started together, and Carrie's gonna make sure I keep to that and start these new varieties that I haven't grown yet. I'm super excited.
Yes. Oh, I know. Fall. It is truly like my favorite time to grow because it's a lot of my favorite plants and varieties and all of that. So hopefully you all can get out there. It even seems easier too because there's less pest pressure. The temperatures are dropping. It's beautiful out. Like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm looking at the temperature and it's at 83 degrees at 1 o'clock. And just yesterday, I think it was at like 98.
I
So
know.
I don't know.
Fingers crossed
But
it
who
stays this
knows?
way. But it's
It
beautiful.
might snow tomorrow, so we're not sure in Oklahoma. We just
You
do
never
not
know.
know. Yeah. If you've never been here or if you're from here, you definitely know and understand what it's like. So who knows?
Okay. Well, oh, I had it. There you go. Um, congratulations to Julia Cruz. Yay! Send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net and we will get you all hooked up. Woo! And like Edvin said,
Congratulations.
yeah, we are here every Tuesday. I know we weren't here last week, but I was on summer vacation. So, but yes, we will be here every Tuesday answering questions, hanging out, talking gardening, and having fun. And in the meantime, make sure that you guys are following us on social. I think both Seed to Spoon and Smart Pots, we're all on everything. So TikTok,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. So yeah, come join us and hang out, and come join us every Tuesday where we're hanging out doing this. Okay. Well, we will see y'all next week. Thank you all so much for
Thanks,
joining.
everybody. Y'all have a great
Bye.
day. Happy gardening.